Crouse Marshall Special Assessment District. I'm joined here by Councilor Manto, Councilor Paniagua, Councilor Hogan, and I'm going to turn it right over to you.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Or Jerry, you want to, Jerry, you want to do? Okay.
Jerry Dallas, I'm president of the CMBID. Tara Vendetti, right?
Yep. Yes. Vice President
Vice
and
President
Treasurer.
And Treasurer,
Yes.
2 spots. Now, and you all know America.
Yeah.
We are similar to the downtown committee, but we're not nearly, I don't know when they started. We started in about 2001. So we're going on 24 years, quite a long time, and we've all seen a lot of changes in the area. I was mentioning that my dad's going to be 101 years old this year.
Wow.
Wow.
And he was born in the spot where the varsity is. And I was born where Fagan's is on the 3rd floor. So we've been up there our whole lives. And one of these days I should bring my dad down here to one of these meetings and he can just tell you about things that you wouldn't believe. Because it was all farmland back then, with Syracuse University owning about maybe 8 buildings. So he's seen a lot of changes. But we're similar to the downtown committee, and America does a great job for us. And I was listening earlier, and as we remove the I-81 overpass, our city of Syracuse becomes downtown, University, Genesee Street, one nice big, you know, little mini city there. So I think everything's going along pretty good. Syracuse University has bought some of our buildings up there, but their goal is to just control property and businesses are staying. So that's a good thing. You know, America will go over our budget. The majority of it is for security, maintenance, but you can go through all
Sure.
that.
And then so we have Crouse Marshall Business Improvement District. I serve as a manager for their district. And so there's opportunities for Crouse Marshall because it's a little bit smaller. We're able to leverage some economies of scale in terms of some of our staffing and purchasing of data. The Crouse Marshall Business Improvement District is governed by a 15-member board of directors. So Jerry had mentioned that Tara serves as, Tara works for Syracuse University, but also serves as our vice chair of the board as well as our treasurer. So we get to spend a lot of quality time
together.
reviewing our financials every month in preparation for our board meeting. So we just actually updated our organization's bylaws this past year, but the board of directors is represented by 5 members are appointed by Syracuse University. The city of Syracuse has 3 appointees to the board. 1 is by the mayor, 1 is by the chief financial officer, and 1 is by the president of the Common Council. So your appointee to the Crouse Marshall District is the Honorable Corey Williams, serves on our board of directors. Crouse Health has 2 board members that they're able to appoint. And then the district tenant representatives, so those are businesses in the area, have 3 seats. 1 of those is Jerry's, and then 2 of those are elected every 3 years. And then they also elect 2 property owners to the board. So board members have 3-year terms, and we host elections each year if there's 1 board member in that cohort whose term is coming up. The Crouse Marshall Business Improvement District, we meet every other month to conduct business, and they are supported by a staff. So some of my time, Christine Sherlock, who's my administrative assistant, helps us send out all of our meeting notices and the agendas and the minutes. That's happened at the board level, and then we also have additional staff that work as part of the Crouse Marshall District. All of our meetings, just like the downtown committee, are open. I think there's 1 on the table.
Right over
They're
there.
right up there, Councilor.
All of our
We're joined by Councilor Majok and Councilor Nave, too.
Thank you.
All of our meetings are open to the public, and they're posted, and we do legal notices just like we do for the downtown committee. On page 2, slide number 3, I share that our board of directors manages all of the programs and activities of the Crouse Marshall Business Improvement District. So you'll see there our list of officers and directors that participate in the board of directors. The Crouse Marshall area emphasizes clean and safe primarily as their major areas of expenditure. So we have one staff member who spends time up on the Crouse Marshall District. Their jobs are similar to downtown. They do litter patrol, they do graffiti removal. We do, we're up power washing the sidewalks today on Marshall Street in preparation for commencement weekend coming up in May. We do brick paver replacements, we do planters, we do kiosk refurbishment. In the winter months, we also assist with snow plowing, so we have a plow up there that helps plow some of the sidewalks. We do weed control, and then tree pruning and tree pit maintenance. On page 3, slide number 5, which is the top page, you'll see some of our beautification and improvement examples. So to help add to the aesthetics in the summer months, Crouse Marshall has 22 flower planters that they own, and we sponsor those out every year to different businesses, and in return they get placed in front of their business, but then we also are able to generate revenue that goes back to the Crouse Marshall District to help us support our activities. Similar to the downtown committee, the Crouse Marshall also has a 50-50 cost-sharing agreement. So whereas downtown, the city contributes $15,000, up on Crouse Marshall, if the district spends $25,000, the city will reimburse up to $12,500 for, again, like trash cans, trash can liners, brick replacement, any kind of public space improvements that are needed. Slide number 6 shows you our primary security officer, Officer Dana Vinch, that is assigned to the Crouse Marshall District. So he patrols the area 35 hours a week when school is in session. When school is not in session, there's still obviously businesses and customers up there and visitors. So he is on a 20-hour-a-week schedule when students are not in session. All of our security are retired law enforcement officers who interact with not only the public, but our different businesses up there as well. All of our officers undergo annual training and certification.
You only got one?
Up on Crouse Marshall, we have one. Yep, it's about an 8-block area. More recently, the Syracuse University Department of Public Service opened up a storefront right on the corner of Crouse and Marshall, so they have officers that work out of that location as well as a CSO who sits at the front desk there answering questions. Our security officers up there address immediate issues, but just like downtown, they do work in close partnership with the Syracuse Police Department, and we do information sharing. So our downtown director of security oversees the officer up there, but that's helpful because if Officer Vinch is seeing a certain individual repeatedly, or someone who used to be up there but maybe hasn't been up there as often, he's able to share that information, and then we can get that into the hands of the appropriate agency, whether that's Rescue Mission, Helio Health, Liberty, with those different service providers. And we do also maintain a good working relationship with the Syracuse Department of Public Safety. On page number 4, slide number 7, Crouse Marshall District, you saw in our budget, also does marketing. The marketing is primarily handled through our website, crousemarshall.com, and that website provides information about shopping opportunities, dining, different services. We have banners that are placed throughout the district to help brand the area as the Hill. And then new this year, Crouse Marshall is cost sharing that Placer AI software program. So with that, we're able, again, to get an understanding of the foot traffic patterns in the Crouse Marshall District, where people are coming from a marketing perspective. We're able to understand if they're coming to Crouse Marshall maybe for a concert at the Dome. Where were they before? Where are they going after? And that can help us with more tailored marketing initiatives. This upcoming year, we'll also be putting more of a focus on social media and influencer posts to establish an online like social media, Instagram presence for the Crouse Marshall District, likely working with a Syracuse University student to volunteer their time. Slide number 8 is an additional focus. So new this year, and this is based on a 2024 survey conducted in the district. Our district-wide survey and then also our board discussions identified the need to expand upon our service delivery in the district. So since Crouse Marshall was formed, the primary focus was security and environmental maintenance, and then a small marketing budget. As the district has changed and evolved, what we're seeing is a greater need to focus some more activities on marketing, but more so on economic development services. So from our survey, what we learned was there's a desire for a broader variety of businesses to be located within the district and improved appearance. So this is something that's come through not only alumni of the different institutions on the Hill, but also recognized by our board and other visitors that we would like the district to ideally secure funds to run a facade improvement program, to become a little bit more intentional about the design choices that are used for the different treatments. So whether it's, right now we've got a mix of like corrugated metal next to wood, maybe next to some stone, maybe next to some brick. So being able to secure funds to provide a carrot for businesses and property owners to refurbish their storefronts, freshen the district. We all recognize that this area is the gateway to University Hill.
I think that's a very important point,
Yep.
obviously. Some people, this is their first impression of Syracuse and the city and/or larger county. We know there's going to be hopefully influx of a lot of people coming through that hill. And the visibility is the first impression we want to make. Those synergies with the university and the city of Syracuse are huge.
So does SU have facade improvement planned for the buildings that they bought along Marshall Street, whatever they
I can't speak to
No,
that.
I don't know right now, even speaking to the real estate. I know Joe Fetter is a board member. He's the director of real property for Syracuse University. There is, not that I know of, there could be even behind the scenes, but we are looking to the district to support that together. It's not, like Jerry said, they're not interested in, controlling the district, but rather being property owners where tenants have the fluidity to sell and retail what they need.
They might get a little bit interested in controlling the district.
They may be a little interested in ensuring that the district is properly maintained and the aesthetics and the retailers that are there are of the, for the survey, what the district is looking for.
So as with the downtown, do you go for grants with the city and,
We do. So this would be similar, whereas previously, the Crouse Marshall budget only focused on the security and the maintenance component. But as we're having, conversations and getting feedback from constituents that use the area as, right, the importance of people's first impressions, and particularly with the changes with 81 and 690, right, there's going to be a new kind of right gateway up into our general University Hill area. So the public space itself, right, we purchased all new trash cans. The bricks are in good repair. Our person up there it's 8 blocks. They're on top of all the graffiti removal, picking up the litter. But it was some of these items that the district does not control, but being able to build in economic development support then allows us the resources to be able to go after additional, probably grant funds, and then actually build and develop a program that can be implemented up there. Because once you go after grant funds, there's the whole administration component. And previously, the district did not have that service level built into their budget. But this is something through the surveys and then also through the board conversations of what is the vision for the district? This is where we need to be going. So again, support with additional like signage, there's kind of a mishmash of signage. So a lot of these items, from the business perspective, it's very important to maintain character of the district and that authenticity, but we also need to be able to provide some resources to help encourage the type of investments we want to see in the storefront. So we do similar programs in downtown. So this now for Crouse Marshall would be building that in. And then also the survey identified additional opportunities for more cooperation and collaboration among the businesses. So in downtown, I had mentioned previously, we have these different neighborhood and business associations. That same level of staffing support and service delivery does not yet exist up there, but again, being able to have the staffing support to be able to pull those businesses together to identify what are the opportunities. Is it, smaller version of dining week? Is it an event in the summer months? 'Cause I think, right, our merchants get concerned about summer months when the students are not in session. So how do we keep the visibility there? So again, more opportunities for sports visitors, like when they're coming up, what else can they do? Is it a block party? But as you know, with a block party, it takes someone to organize all those different components. So the economic development component is what we as the board focused on and recommended for this upcoming year to be able to start moving towards what we know that the district needs.
I was a little surprised when I looked at it. I didn't see Syracuse Stage mentioned.
They are outside of our district.
Oh, they consider
Yep, so similar
outside?
to, yep, so the Crouse Marshall, there's a special assessment that all properties within the district pay. And so that, we're not able to deliver services to those who do not pay the special assessment.
I see.
But
Okay.
Syracuse Stage is located in the East Genesee Regents area, which is not a special assessment district. They do have meetings at least every other month, and they rely on businesses and organizations contributing dues to support their activities.
Okay.
I know they're going through some visioning right now.
Oh, okay.
How many vacancies do you have right now? That, when you say you want to attract new businesses? So how many vacancies?
Vacancies? Probably on Marshall Street, there's at least 2, but there's businesses that are coming. And so looking again at, we just don't have any, like in downtown, we have an entire database of all this information. We don't have any of that established for Marshall Street yet, because that's just never been a part of their budget. So this is putting the resources in place for us to be able to understand, when our lease is coming up. Are people going to be re-signing? Are there specific types of businesses that are desired up here based on our current mix? Yeah.
Has this always been the same footprint, or is
Yes.
this, oh,
I want to say, on the Syracuse University controlling things, they have long-term leases, a lot of those businesses, 20 years, 25 years. So it's not like the university's going to tear it all down and build a dorm. They just didn't want somebody else coming in and building a dorm. So, I think the look of Marshall Street's going to stay there. What we've been trying to do is there are merchants up there that would like to improve their
fresher.
storefront, but they can't afford $50,000 or whatever it is. So America's been looking at other means of possibly 50-50, stuff like that. But
Yeah, we have models in downtown, so once the resources are there, we do have models in downtown. I mentioned our New York Main Street program, the downtown committee runs, so we have like application processes, contracts, reimbursement. So there's a lot of infrastructure already there. We just need to be able to identify and secure the resources to be able then to offer that program to the businesses or the property owners.
But the university's got grant writers, they got great grant writers up at the
Yeah, and
university.
that's certainly something exactly on the marketing front where you might tap into a university student who's eager for a project.
Right, exactly.
Something on that front too, so nice synergies on all fronts.
So everything, again, everything is done in collaboration with other entities to try and leverage what we can.
America, special assessment. Once those businesses pay, where does it go?
It's the property owners that pay, and that is collected by the city of Syracuse, and it goes into the Crouse Marshall Special Assessment Fund. And then I will be back in front of you likely in early July to ask
Take it
for a
back.
contract to authorize us to draw down on those funds to deliver this program of services.
Okay. Second question is, considering that Cross Marshall is so close and so important to Syracuse University, considering that a lot of their students use the businesses there, and then Cross Marshall provides the security to make sure the student and the properties are okay. Has there been any gesture or any interest of Syracuse University, maybe out of good faith, maybe investing or offering some sort of, a way to assist the businesses to make sure that their students are okay and stuff like that?
Yeah, we are fortunate to have a corner space right on Marshall and Crouse, kind of right across the street from where the Dunkin' Donuts is, if you're familiar with that district. But just this past summer, Syracuse University opened their Department of Public Safety office. So there's a storefront there where they have a CSO who's always there at the front desk. But then they do have officers that report out of there. So there's a constant presence and visibility to help with that safety.
Okay,
Perception.
so that does help.
Yep.
Okay.
Hospital also, Crouse.
Crouse Health also.
Is a huge,
Okay.
User, yep, so
got
we
a
have a
lot of
lot of,
traffic there.
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so Crouse Health also serves, we have 2 members on our board of directors, and then they come right out through the garage onto the Marshall Street area. So Crouse Health employees are frequent users as well as visitors to the hospital. So oftentimes when we're producing brochures of the district, they're going up to Crouse Health to allow visitors to the area to understand what businesses are here, that they are able to patronize.
So I do see here there's $147,000 of a special assessment, right? That's what you were referring to earlier. I'm on page 226.
Yep.
That's what you were referring to earlier. How many businesses generate that? Do we know? Or at Cross Marshall?
Well, it's the property owners, so there's probably 40-plus properties in that area, but then they all are kind of divided into a variety of storefronts. So I'd say
Based on square footage, storefront.
or how the
square
storefronts are built
footage.
out.
If it's non-for-profit, they get a 5% discount on the formula. We've collected 100% every year for the past 24 years. Everybody's happy with it. It's such a great relationship with the city, the hospitals, the university. The communication between the institutions and the businesses and the community is just, it's a great thing. We've had other cities come to us to try to model what we do. And fortunately, with the university, they helped us with our bylaws and provided lawyers to help us draw the thing up. They provided architects, Jenny, I don't know if you remember Jenny Denton.
I don't.
Okay. She helped us design the whole project, and it's been a great thing.
So administratively, how many do you have? Because I think Councilor Peniagua may have alluded to that earlier. Administratively, how many individuals does Cross Marshall have they employed? Yes.
So Crouse Marshall, they are, again, 8-block area. So we have one full-time security officer. He patrol, yep.
Yeah.
So one full-time security officer. We have an environmental maintenance person, which is essentially like 60% of a full-time employee based on his hours that are up there. If more service is needed, like for example, right now we're power washing up on the hill. So there's additional staff members that are probably budgeting 3 to 4 hours up there that get billed to the Crouse Marshall District. That are not typical employees. They pay for 5% of my administrative assistant's time. And she does all of the minutes, the meeting notices, setting the agendas out, putting the legal notices in the paper, and then there's a percentage of my time spent administering, right, running the organization. Obviously, I report to the board of directors for direction, but there's administration of the actual programs and services. And then 10% of our economic development team's time is what the budget number is in here. But if that's something that is, we don't have the capacity for that, the backfall would be the hiring consultant to be able to write grants and administer the programs. And we work with other consultants to help us with downtown programs as well.
Personnel services,
Yes, personnel, yep,
18,000?
Yes.
That's
Yep.
what that would be?
yep. Yeah, that's where I think some of the economies of scale work really well because it's a smaller organization. So for instance, if their regular environmental maintenance person he's sick, we're able to take someone from downtown, send them up, and their hours get billed to Crouse Marshall, and so those services still happen. Or if we're running parking lots in downtown for an event, we're able to use our Crouse Marshall person to run the parking lot, and then by that way, we can put together like a full-time job, because 40% of their time's in a parking lot, 60% of their time is with environmental maintenance. So we're able to keep things very lean that way, because again, it's a smaller district, but now, again, because of the survey and knowing that we need to continue focusing on the growth and appearance of the area, we've started to build in some additional services to be able to make sure the district has what it needs to be able to thrive.
Any other questions from my colleagues? Yeah, we'd like to thank you. Another 2 entities that are vibrant for the city, Crouse Marshall, and of course the downtown committee. So we appreciate your efforts.
Thank you so much.
Okay, any motion
Thank you.
adjourned?
So moved.
Second. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay.